Good, good morning, students. In the last lecture, we studied about the chapter Euclid geometry. Okay. And the axioms and postulates I discussed with you. There are 7 axioms, one by one. Again, I am repeating the 7 axioms. In detail, I will not discuss because in the last lecture, I discussed the 7 axioms and the postulates also. Only one postulate is left, 5th postulates. The 7 axioms are, I hope you all learn all the axioms. The first axioms are things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Second axiom is if equal are added to the equal, the whole are equal. The third axiom is when equals are subtracted from equal, the remainders are equal. And the fourth axiom is things which are consigned to each other are equal to one another. And the fifth is whole is greater than the part. And the sixth is things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. And the last one is things which are half of the same thing are equal to one another. These are the 7 axioms. In the last lecture, we already discussed, and now the 5 postulates, which already 4 have already discussed. The 5th postulates, again, I am repeating the postulates also. The first postulate is a straight line may be drawn from any point to any another point. And the second postulate is a terminate line can be produced indefinitely. And the third one is a circle can be drawn from any radius to any, with any center to any radius. And the fourth one is all right angle are equal to one another. Now the fifth postulates. See the fifth postulates, very important postulates. The fifth postulate says, first I am writing on the board, you also write down in your notebook also, if a straight line falling on two straight line makes the interior angle on the same side taken together less than two right angles, then the two straight line if produced indefinitely meet on that side on which the sum of angle is less than two right angle. What does it mean? The fifth postulates, what does it mean? Which I have written on the board. I will explain it by drawing the diagram. If a straight line falling on two straight line, when a straight line falling on two straight line For example, AB and CD are two straight line. Okay, and EF fall on these two straight line AB and CD. Again, I am repeating, if a straight line falling on two straight line, अगर एक straight line two straight line पर fall हो रही है यहाँ पर, then makes the interior angle on the same side. These are the interior angle on the same side. Angle A and angle B, angle C and angle D. A and B and C and D are called the interior angle on the same side of the transversal also. We can also call the interior angle on the same side, or sometimes we call it the co-interior angle also. Okay, and their sum is always equal to 180 degree. A plus B is also equal to 180 degree, and C plus D is also equal to 180 degree. The sum of the co-interior angle is always equal to 180 degree. Again, I am repeating. And what does this fifth postulate says? If a straight line falling on two straight line makes the interior angle on the same side taken together less than two right angle, if their sum is less than 180 degree, if their sum is less than 180 degree, then the two straight line, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side which the sum of angle is less than two right angle. If their sum A plus B का sum or C plus D का sum, which side their sum is less than 180 degree, then if they produce indefinitely, they meet at one point. From which side their sum is less than 180 degree? We have to take the conclusion. How we find the conclusion? For example, if this angle is automatically मतलब कि लेट कर लेते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल इसका सम जो है 120 आ रहा है, और लेट कर लेते हैं तो इसका सम कितना होगा हमारा 60 डिग्री. ठीक है, 120 and 60, because it is forming a linear pair also. The sum of the linear pair is equal to 180 degree. और इन दो को इंटीरियर एंगल ऑन द सेम साइड का जो सम होता है दैट इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू 180 डिग्री. इट मीन्स इट इज ऑल्सो इक्वल टू द 160 डिग्री. अगर इसका सम 120 और C प्लस D का सम हमारा क्या आएगा? इंटीरियर एंगल ऑन द सेम साइड, इन दोनों का जो टोटल होता है दैट इज इक्वल टू 180 डिग्री. If it is 120 degree, it is also equal to 60 degree. But अगर ये angle they are not forming, if their sum is not equal to 180 degree, हम ये लेट कर लेते हैं, their sum is equal to, इसका जो एंगल का मेजरमेंट है this is equal to 70 degree. So it is equal to 180 minus 70, it is equal to 110 degree. Because this is also a linear pair. इनका तो सम आ रहा है ग्रेटर देन 180 है ना, और इन दोनों का जो सम आ रहा है वो लेस देन 180 आ रहा है. तो फ्रॉम विच साइड दे आर प्रोड्यूस, अगर इन दोनों का सम विच साइड दे हैव लेस देन 180 डिग्री, इन दोनों का व्हेन वी आर टेकिंग द सम A plus B, then it is 130 degree, but we need the 180 degree. From which side their sum is less than 180 degree, if they are produced on that side, if they are produced from that side, they always meet at one place. Or in which side they have their sum is greater than 180 degree, if we produce that side, they never meet at any place. Okay. So fifth postulate says, what does it mean? Again, I am repeating, the if a straight line falling on two straight line, अगर एक straight line जो है AB and CD both are the straight line, makes the interior angle on the same side. ये both are the interior angle and their sum is always equal to the 180 degree. If their sum is not equal to the 180 degree or less than 180 degree, then if they are produced on that side, if they are produced, then the two straight line, अगर इनका sum less than 2 right angle आ रहा है, then the two straight line if produced indefinitely, if they are produced indefinitely, then they meet on that side, they meet on that side on which the sum of the angle is less than 2 right angle. अगर दोनों का co-interior angle का sum अगर लेस देन 180 डिग्री होगा, लेस देन 2 राइट एंगल का मतलब इफ वी एडिंग 90 प्लस 90, देन देयर सम इज इक्वल टू 180 डिग्री एंड द को-इंटीरियर एंगल का विच साइड देयर सम इज लेस देन 180 डिग्री, they always when they produce, when these line produce indefinitely, अगर इन्हें प्रोड्यूस किया जाता है, they always meet at one place, and on the other side they never meet at any place. Okay, this is your fifth postulates, and now we will take some question of your exercise 5.1 exercise. And in the 5.1 exercise there are some questions. First question is related to the with reason true and false. You see how I will define this 5.1 exercise. And in your 5.1 exercise, the first question relates to the true false. Okay, I will start. Exercise 5.1. Which of the following statement is true or false? Give reason for your answer. The first question is only one
Please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Ma'am, please keep
Hello.
an eye on the screen also. Sometimes it gets muted automatically.
Sir,
Right?
your voice is not clear from your side. Maybe it may
Ma'am,
be
your network
disturbance.
is weak. Actually, it is giving me
Hello.
signal on my screen. Your signal is weak actually. That's why it is. So please keep checking your screen also.
Yes, sir. From your side, it may be a problem.
It is showing me on my screen actually.
Sir, your voice is not clear. Hello.
Actually, it is showing me on my screen that data is weak actually. That's why it disconnects automatically. So please keep an eye also, as I am also.
Okay. Now I will start, sir. And only one line can pass through a single point. How is it possible? I have taken a single point. Only one line can pass through a single point. एक single point से एक line pass. How is it possible? If I draw a line from a point, the infinite line I can draw from a single point. So I can say this statement is false. This statement is false because infinite line can be drawn from a single point. From a single point. Again, I am repeating this point. From a point, there is given only one line can pass through a single point. From a point, there I can draw infinite number of lines I can draw from a single point. So this statement is wrong. So false लिखेंगे because infinite lines can be drawn from a single point. Now your next question is, note down the question. Your next statement is, there are infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. When I am taking two distinct points, I have taken 2 points. These are two distinct points. There are infinite number of lines can pass through two distinct points. No, it is not possible. When we join these 2 points, when I join these 2 points, only one line can pass through a two distinct point. Only one line can pass through a two distinct point. So this statement is also false. You can say that when I am taking two distinct points, I have taken two distinct points, and if I join these 2 points, then I see that only one line can pass through a two distinct point. Note down this statement also and answer also. And now the third part of first question is, third part is a terminated line. You can call the terminated line the line segment also. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely on both sides. Indefinitely on both sides. I am taking here the definite terminated line, means a line segment I have taken. If I produce, मैंने इस साइड भी इसे प्रोड्यूस कर दिया, राइट हैंड साइड पर भी, एंड आई कैन प्रोड्यूस ऑन द लेफ्ट साइड आल्सो. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely on both sides. Yes, this statement is true. Yes, इसको हम लिखेंगे true. A terminated line can be produced. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely on both sides. Okay, indefinitely on both sides. Okay, so your fourth part of this question is, now fourth part is, this is your postulates too also. You can write in the question You can write the postulate 2 also in this question. Okay. And your question number 4 is question number 4, fourth part of first question. If two circles are equal, if two circles are equal, if two circles are equal, then their radius are equal, then their radius are equal. I am taking two congruent circle. Congruent circle means their radius is already equal, because when I keep one circle on the another circle, I am taking this circle, and if I imposed on the another circle, then it already covered this circle, or it is possible only when their radius are equal. Two circle are congruent when their radius are equal. So it is possible only when this circle superimposed this circle equally, and this circle coincide with this circle also. So if one point coincide with the another point, it means that coin completely cover the another coin, and these two coins, when I am taking two coins, it means these coins coincide with each other. It is possible only when their radius are equal. So this statement is also true. Two circles are equal. It is possible only when the two circles coincide each other, then their radius are also equal. So this statement is also true, and write down the answer, because यहाँ पर लिखो, because radius of two congruent circle are always equal. In other words, we can say that one circle superimpose the other circle completely, and we can say that one circle superimpose the another circle completely. So their radius are equal. This statement is also true. Okay. And the next part is given that if AB is equal to PQ and PQ is equal to XY, how you can say that AB is also equal to XY? The last part is in the figure, AB is equal to PQ. I am drawing a lines. AB is equal to the PQ. AB is equal to PQ and PQ is equal to XY. How you can say AB is equal to PQ and PQ is equal to XY, and you have to prove, then you have to show AB equal to XY. And in the first axioms, I already told you, when one thing is equal to the another and another thing is equal to the, and for example, A is equal to B and C is also equal to B, then you can say A is also equal to C. When AB is equal to PQ and PQ is equal to XY, then we can say AB is also equal to XY. This is your first axioms, things which are equal to the same thing. Things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. So these true false, I have given the reason also. You have to explain it with reason also. So if the AB is equal to PQ and PQ is equal to XY, then you can say AB is also equal to the XY. And the first axiom here in this question is followed: things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Now your question number 2, we have to given the definition, give a definition for each of the following term. Are there another term? They need to be defined first. What are they and how might you define them? One by one we will take this statement. First one is parallel lines, and you write down all the definition in your notebook. The first one is parallel lines. Parallel lines are those lines which never meet at any place, and their distance between the two lines is always same at every place. I am drawing by the figure. For example, first I have drawn a AB line, and the second line I drawn here CD. I can say that these lines are parallel. If I join these lines with the help of scale, every time I will see that their distance between them at every place is same. When I take the distance between these parallel lines, at every place their distance remains the